What brings us here today is a passion to enrich, educate, and enlighten the lives of our future generations, our students in San Bernardino and Riverside counties. When we say it takes a village to raise a child, we truly saw that in action over the past year. It took everyone from teachers, administrators, parents, and community members to the students themselves to adapt and overcome challenges. We learned that now, more than ever, in order for our youth to thrive, their mental health and well-being comes first.
Rainbow again?
We know taking care of your mental health starts at a very young age. At Werner Elementary School in Rialto Unified, kindergartners are learning breathing techniques and yoga.
Because it just makes all of us feel calm, and I like it. So we did this and close around, and then doing all makes me feel relaxed. Rainbow clouds, up, all the way up, then down.
We understand academic success goes hand in hand with mental, emotional, and physical well-being, and so do our partners at the Riverside County Office of Education.
The pandemic has presented many challenges to students, educators, and parents. Children already coping with mental health conditions have been especially vulnerable to the changes before us. Over the last year, both students and adults have experienced higher rates of depression, anxiety, and self-harm. Mental health services and support have never been more important. We have multiple task forces working with local public health officials. We've held a mental health conference in March to help destigmatize the topic of mental health with students. We hosted a virtual competition where hundreds of students submitted original art projects. Each of our learning centers around the county have a dedicated mental health wellness center for students to safely recharge, refocus, and even speak with a mental health professional.
I think mental health is just something that is so important that we don't talk enough about, especially in youth with kids and in high school kids, but I'm even saying younger. Like, you know, there's some things that I've heard, and I've even me having being as a younger kid, I've gone through that nobody wants to talk about. If you need help, you can get the help, and you can reach for help, and people will help you.
So opportunities like the Gangs of Drugs Safety Summit helps us youth to share our voice, and that means a lot to us because we often feel that we are unheard. But when we actually talk to these people who are in power, and you can sometimes see them even tearing up, crying because they understand our pain and what we go through, and they actually want to do something better for us. So it means the world that people are out there like that, and we actually see them face to face and even know them by name.
So we are standing in one of 6 care spaces that we created throughout the county. It's been an awesome team effort to get here, a lot of student input, staff input, and making sure that we really bring something home for Dr. Gomez's initiative.
So one of the biggest things our students need is a safe place that they can come to. And most importantly, our students on our feedback survey said they really wanted a place to just be hanging out with their friends. And so we've created that space for them here.
The colors, the vibe, the energy, it didn't feel like hostile. It felt like we're just right, like I could chill in here and have fun.
Of course, our services also extend to counseling, and so that's available for our students and our families here as well.
Yeah, I just envisioned them using the care space as a safe place, another location for students to feel connected to the school.
I like drawing too, so I'll probably draw.
We also want to serve our Riverside County students, families, and community members. And so through a partnership with Riverside Latino Commission, we've been able to accomplish that.
We are very excited. One of the cornerstones of our work at Latino Commission is to provide the community at large with quality mental health services, and as well to close the gap, and particularly with minority communities.
It means a lot. I used to be real mad and have anger problems, so for me to have a spot where I could go and chill and relax when I'm tensed up and kind of mad. It feels good.
Well, one of the great things about CareSpace is we look at the whole student. So we are going beyond the academics, beyond the classroom, and we're providing those mental health services, but also just a safe environment for social emotional learning.
It's imperative that we believe and help our students know that we see them, that we hear them, and most importantly, that we validate them as human beings.
So one of the biggest things our students need is a safe place that they can come to. So that's what we've created in this space.
We are here for our students, and we work each and every day to make sure they are heard and feel heard. The words of our students are powerful, and we are listening. Hear directly from students and staff across Riverside and San Bernardino counties as we respond to their needs.
I want you to take a deep breath in. Okay, so as we go up, we're gonna inhale, and as we go down, we're gonna exhale. So ready, everybody, go.
When we think about reculturing, we know that half of our student population have not been on a high school campus. So when we're thinking about addressing the needs of the whole student and allowing them to have an opportunity not just to be academically served, but to be able to receive SEL activities to strengthen their mental health, we're going to take advantage of that.
The club I'm in is Jack for Mental Wellness, JMW, and our whole purpose of the club is to end the stigma of mental health around students and around people in general.
We all went through something, and it's not the same anymore. Like, things are different. Not being able to talk to my friends like I usually did, it just, weighed down on me.
But I think for students, it was dealing something not only on an academic level, but at an emotional level, that we had to learn how to deal with isolation and stuff like that.
One thing I really want adults to know is that we're stressed out about lots of different things.
How many of you can relate to having stress? Raise your hands. So please make sure that you reach out to me and other teachers here that are willing, we're so willing to help you.
Up until recently, it became a more real thing as my sister and I both went through our own separate journeys with mental health. During COVID, it was really having to sit with ourselves and no longer being able to ignore these things that were going on with ourselves, and having to face them and see that, hey, we both really do need help, and getting that help is okay.
We've gone away from, at the high school level, students just being worked with and served academically. We know that we have to serve the whole student. We have to serve their emotional well-being as well.
Since COVID, during COVID, the need has been immense. Our students are really struggling. Our staff is struggling. So the need for SEL and even the Wellness Center is huge.
I think it's really important for other educators to know that their emotional and social health is essential to their academic well-being. And that really, there is no one without the other.
It does take a team. It takes a team of students, it takes a team of staff to really support this and trust the center, and it really takes parents.
Los niños se sienten ahorita con mucha ansiedad.
A lot of the students feel a lot of anxiousness, anxiety, a lot of depression. As a parent, it's very difficult to express what they're feeling.
We still need to work together. We still need to have hope together. We still need to share our successes, and don't be afraid to share the challenges that you've been faced with, because there are lots of opportunities and organizations right here, right now, ready to help.
I realized that, hey, people aren't just sad. People aren't just having a bad week or a bad month. There are serious things going on, and mental health is really important. And maybe going through things like anxiety or depression, it doesn't mean that you're a crazy person. It just means that you're going through a tough time. And and caring for your mental health is just as important as caring for your physical health.
We will continue this important work to support the social and emotional wellness of our students. Thank you for all you do to help our youth in San Bernardino and Riverside counties transform lives through education. From the words of a student, we are reminded why education is a transformative force for good in our world. Bethany Overton is now in 4th grade at Luceño School in the Lake Elsinore Unified School District. During the early days of the pandemic, as a 2nd grader, she wrote a poem called "Like The seasons change, I change. Her words of hope resonates loud and clear.
Like the seasons change, I change by Bethany Overton. When the winter ends, spring begins. When spring ends, summer begins. Nothing really ends, it just begins again somewhere else. I like when the seasons change. Do you? Like the seasons change, I change. When first grade ends, second grade begins. When elementary school ends, middle school begins. Learning never ends, it just begins again somewhere else. I think learning changes everything. Do you?